record this and share
Awesome.
it with others.
I would love to have a copy of this
You
recording.
bet.
So,
You got it.
because I'm actually turning this into like a class or like a YouTube video, and I thought, okay,
Yeah,
well, this would be a good beta test for everybody
there you go.
here. Here's first to introduce myself. My name is Larry Hales. I run a digital marketing agency. I've been in the industry for 15 years, helping real estate agents specifically, but I've been in marketing for over 40 years. And what I did is I'm going to show you a little bit about how the sausage is made today, because what I typically do is I help real estate agents in my marketing agency get more exposure to themselves, to their brand, to their listings through a couple of mediums, one being paid ads, and then the other one is organic social media. So, what I wanted to show you today was kind of like a little bit of how the sausage is made, for lack of a better term. And then so my journey, I started off as a computer nerd in 1983, bought my very first computer back then, been involved in technology ever since. In high school, I jumped right into the printing and digital industry pretty quickly with my computer knowledge. That kind of transformed into marketing, which transformed into getting a job at a title company, which transformed into starting my own marketing agency that focuses on real estate agents. And by the way, it's summit marketing because I love standing on the summit, and that's my passion. So what we're going to talk about today is a lot about AI. Well, it's all about AI, and I broke it down into a bunch of different categories as far as like the tools that I use every day. We're going to talk about generative AI, which is basically text to text, search AI, which if you haven't seen some of the new search tools that are available now that incorporate AI, you're going to be in for a real treat. We're going to talk about creative, how I use AI in creating creative elements using text to image. So you're prompting an image generator, say like, "Hey, I will need an image of this," and it creates it. We're going to touch on AI in video. There's a couple of tools that I use for AI in video. We're going to talk about note taking. I use AI for all of my note taking with client interactions now. We're going to talk a little bit about conversational AI and some productivity. So I'm just going to touch on a couple of these tools, and then we'll just go from there. So hopefully that wasn't too overwhelming already. So I'm going to share my next screen here. Boom, there we go. Where are we going to start? Let's start here. You guys can see my screen okay, right?
Mhm.
Okay, good. We're going to start with our good friend ChatGPT because it's probably I would say without a doubt, it's the easiest one to navigate, right? And it's been around for a while. It's got that kind of experience that everybody's kind of used to. It was the very first one. I found ChatGPT like right at the launch, November 2022. It blew my mind. I started creating content on it. Started creating YouTube content around it. And at the time, there was no information about ChatGPT, about like how to use it, how to leverage it, those kinds of things. So it's really grown up the last 18 months. But I wanted to show you over here, and this is in the free version, by the way. So if you're not using if you're using the free and you're not paying for it, you still have access to a lot of these things in here. But what I've created is they're called custom GPTs. Okay. And how this custom GPT works is I can go in and create these things. It's almost like pre-programming the prompts ahead of time so that when I need something done, I can just go into my custom GPT. And so this one, for example, I can say, I can put in an address, Vancouver, 98682. Watch this. I put in an address and it goes out and uses an API. I programmed it with an API. You don't have to get that detailed, but what it does is it pulls all the property data for that. And then it's going to start asking me some questions like, okay, Larry, your client has this listing. Here's the address. Here's everything you need to know about it. Tell me if these are correct. We can just say it's correct. Yes, correct. And then it's going to ask me the next question. What's the listing price for the property? We'll just say, let's say 550. Okay. And then it's going to say, cool, do you have any other features you want to highlight or a description of the property. Now, if you already have a property description, super easy, copy paste the property description in there and you're good to go. But if you don't have a property description, you can just start listing off the things like close to parks and schools, um, large yard, you know? So those kinds of things. So I'm just gonna put in a couple of things here, and we're just gonna hit the go button. But you can give it as much detail as you want in there. And then it's going to say, cool, provide your name, your brokerage, your contact information, all of that fun stuff. Because what we're going to do is we're going to incorporate that into your your prompt coming up. So hang on, let me grab one. I'm gonna borrow one from somebody here. We're gonna borrow Cheney's. And then it's going to say, cool, do you have any other details you'd like? Yes, open house on Saturday. So it's going to say, hey, do you want any other details like, is there an open house coming or a broker's open or something like that? And then it's going to ask us like what tone and style. We can say casual style. Watch this. This is where it gets really fun. And then tell us the platforms you want to create content for. We'll just say Facebook. And here we go. Here's a Facebook post for that. Cozy home with a large backyard, right? 4 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, large yard, perfect for outdoor fun. Here's the other thing too, is I programmed this to be HUD compliant. So I put in all of the things as far as like what you can and can't say. Like there's things you can't say, like perfect for a growing family. Well, we can't say that in the
That's
advertising anymore.
awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Okay. So we can't say that anymore. And then if you have a property URL, of course, it's going to put it right here, but you can see like it stays compliant. And then it also has the compliance as far as like putting your info in here. And I'm adding the MLS number in here too now. Okay. So eventually you're going to be able to just program this in, hit the go button. It's going to create the content for you. So it's pretty cool. I've built about 20 of these for clients where they're custom GPTs, and I've built them specifically for them with their brand voice and how it sounds and how their brand voice interacts. And what it does is it eliminates you from having to go in and get really creative in this stuff, and it takes out a lot of the stuff like, oh, what do you call it? The terms that they use all the time in AI, boasting and culinary enthusiast dream kitchen, right? So it makes it sound a little bit more pleasant, a little bit more geared with your authentic voice. Okay, so I build these custom GPTs for agents so that you can use them going forward. But this is what I use right here when an agent comes to me and says, "Hey, I need you to help me promote this listing," and this is the exact tool that I use is these custom GPTs. Now, if that wasn't enough in AI or in custom GPTs, uh, anybody in here use the mobile app for GPT yet for Chat GPT? Okay,
Yeah.
so if you're not using the mobile app, I'm telling you, like I have conversations with the mobile app in my car. I'll turn it on and I'll say, "Hey, I have an idea and I want to do this, and here's my thoughts." And it'll interact with you. It'll ask you questions and give you suggestions, things like that. And then you can tell it at the end, like compile this into a summary of the conversation to help me execute this strategy, and it'll do that for you. Okay, so the voice, the ChatGPT app, using you hit the little headphone thing and you just talk to it. Now, here's the one thing I'll tell you. I don't have a video on how to create these custom GPTs just yet. The GPT that I create is pretty advanced. It's using an API, but I'll eventually have one on how to create the custom GPTs. It's not super difficult. But okay, so back to the voice AI. When you're driving, and ChatGPT, here's what it thinks. It's like a Labrador retriever. So it wants to please you. Everything you put in there, it's like, oh wow, Larry, that's fantastic. That's a great idea. You almost have to tell it like be a contrarian and poke some holes into the strategy and tell me what I might be missing. Otherwise, it's just gonna like say like, oh, you're the greatest real estate agent of all time, and we think you're fantastic. You're like, poke some holes in my strategy and tell me where I might be missing. And then it's almost like it changes its tone. Okay, well, you asked for it. Here you go. So when I'm walking the dogs, I have conversations with my AI all the time. It probably looks really, really weird, but hey, I'm good with it. Um, and then in ChatGPT, you can do these things called custom instructions. Okay, so here's how custom instructions work: is every single time I create something, create an output, a social media caption, a blog post, a video caption, anything like that. I have to go in and tell it every single time. My name is Larry. I work for a marketing agency. Here's my phone number. Here's my email address. And here's my brand voice right here. So I tell it like my brand voice down here. Well, if you don't want to have to do that every time, you can do this in custom instructions so that every single output is pulling from this. So it's almost like pre-programming your GPT on how you say things, what you do, how you say it. Our brand, so this is mine. Our brand voice is informative, authoritative, and approachable. We communicate with confidence and experience, offering down-to-earth practical insights that empower small business solopreneurs and entrepreneurs. We focus on delivering actionable steps and clear benefits, ensuring our content is easy to understand and implement. Like, I mean, that's me to a T, right? Is absolutely insane. So here's what I created. I actually created a guide on how to do this. And if you go to summitmarketing.ai /brand voice, I'll put it in the chat here. If you go there and fill it out, it
Yes.
brings up a brand voice guide specifically. Like it shows you how the complete walkthrough on how to do this and create your own brand voice using your own writing samples. And we can even advance it a little bit more and say like, hey, we're gonna add some of our client interactions in there as well, like some of what your clients say reviews. And what it does is it creates that brand voice for you so that when you go into ChatGPT, you know exactly what to paste into right here. Okay. Okay. So ChatGPT probably going to be your best friend going forward. It's going to continue to advance. It's going to continue to get way, way better. And then what I'm going to show you next is shifting gears a little bit. We're going to go to a tool that I use now called Perplexity. Now, if you haven't used Perplexity before, I want you to think of Perplexity as search with AI incorporated into it. Okay. So when you search for something on Google, let's say you go to Google and you're searching for the best pizza in Vancouver, Washington. It's going to show you like, here's all the things on all the locations and here's what people say. But if you put it into Perplexity actually goes in and analyzes all of those results and then gives you a summary of them and then tells you where all of that stuff came from. So if I ask, let's ask Perplexity, uh, how do how do I use custom instructions in Chat GPT? Okay. So I'm going to ask it, and what it's going to do is it's going to go out and instead of giving me all of the results, it's going to tell me exactly how to do it right here. And and it's like word for word, and then it tells you right here where those came from. Okay. So these are the results. So what it's doing is it's basically going out, searching it for you, compiling all the data, and then giving it to you right here in a summarized format. And so if you're doing research on well, let's do this. I changed my default search engine to Perplexity. And we're going to say, will interest rates drop in September 2024? And I even spelled interest rates wrong, but let's see. It figures it out. So it goes out and compiles all of the information from multiple sources and then gives it to me right here. Now, I will tell you that
Yeah.
Perplexity it doesn't hallucinate. It gives you real-time data, real-time facts. And ChatGPT is coming out with something that's very similar to this. And Google already has something very similar to this called Gemini, and they do the AI results in search when you Google search something. Okay. So uh, this isn't something that's not going to take off. This is going to take off. This is going to be this is the future of search right here. Instead of um, giving you a compiled list. So let's do this. Let's go to Google. We'll search the same thing in Google, and Google's gonna, it kind of gives you the same thing right here, but then it's going to tell you here's all the places where you can go to read articles. So it doesn't compile the data for you. Google's working on that. And ChatGPT is coming out with Search GPT, which is going to do the same exact thing. So the future of search is changing drastically. If you're running ads on Google and you're running ads on search, it's I would say Google's probably going to lose a lot of money in AdWords as a result of this because you can no longer I can no longer run an ad and say, "Hey, I want to." If somebody's searching for the best neighborhoods in Vancouver, Washington, I can't run an ad for that. Well, I can run an ad for that, but the ad's going to be further down the page. It's going to show all the AI stuff first. So it's basically a way to sneak around the ads. Okay. So that's Perplexity, and kind of like a glimpse into the future of what's coming with AI. So pretty crazy. Next one, let's talk about Canva. Okay, so most of you already use Canva in here, but I'm going to show you what I use Canva for a lot. And so if a real estate agent gives me a listing and they say, "Hey, I need you to promote this listing," um, and it doesn't quite fit. You see where like I have a little white gap up here at the top, or maybe the driveway isn't filled in all the way at the bottom. Here's what I use Canva for. I go to the edit tab, and this is my favorite thing called Magic Expand, where I just expand it up this way and I can expand it down this way to fill the frame and then tell it go. And it's going to give me 4 different versions of it. By the way, I use this tool like every day, almost every day, easily. And we'll wait for that to generate. So the AI's spinning its wheels in the background. It's going to give me 4 different versions, and we can pick out which one we want. Look at that. That's pretty good. The driveway is a little bit a little bit kooky here. Let's see how this one did. I like the trees and the clouds. It filled in the trees and the clouds pretty good. Okay, so
Okay.
yeah, the driveway is a little bit kooky, but yeah, but overall, it's pretty good. If I need something just a quick little fill in the frame up here at the top, it works great. Here's where it works even better is if you resize this. So let's resize this from a wide, and I want to put it on my story and it's tall. Okay, so I'm going to say, let's go to Instagram story. This is called Magic Resize, and I use this every day easily. And it's going to resize it for me. So I'm going to say copy and resize. And let's open up the story. Here's where I really, really like this tool is if I want the house centered, but I need some fill up here at the top, I can just say edit, magic expand, expand it up, go. And it's gonna give me 4 different versions of it. Same thing. So now instead of having a big white bar up there across the top, and I want to put something like just listed up there, it'll look like fluid all the way through. So this is without a doubt, I think, like one of the greatest things in the entire known world right here. Look at that. That's pretty cool. You would never know that that was AI generated. So let's use that one right there. Boom. Isn't that awesome? Like just it blows my mind. Okay. A little pet peeve of mine. Somebody sends me images and they're like, "Hey Larry, can you incorporate some of these images into the marketing?" And I get to the image and it has bottles and clutter on the counter. I'm sorry, I can't stand it. I can't stand it. I can't stand the clutter. Got to get rid of it, right? So watch this. So this is called Magic Eraser. I use this tool all the time. You go into Magic Eraser. Oops, I'm on the wrong page. Let's go. Come on. I'm gonna say edit, magic eraser. Let's zoom in here. And all we have to do is we brush over the top of what we want to get rid of. Sometimes it does a really, really good job. Sometimes it takes 2 or 3 tries before you really nail it down. But for the most part, it's pretty good. And once you zoom out, you'll never know. Shampoo bottles in the shower are my pet peeve. Like they take a picture of the shower and there's like 3 shampoo bottles in there. I'm like, get them out. Get the shampoo bottles out. Okay. So here's what I do. Just wipe it in again and let's see. It should fill that area in pretty good. So sometimes if it doesn't work the first time, just go erase it again the second time and look at that. That's pretty good. I mean, it's not bad. If you zoom out, you'd never really know. Now you can go in and doctor it up and play with it a little bit more, but for the most part, like Magic Expand, Magic Eraser are the 2 things that I use the most in Canva. And by the way, Canva has this thing called a brand voice now. You can actually go in. Remember that brand voice we created in ChatGPT? I can put that brand voice in Canva now. And that now when I'm writing content in Canva, Canva uses its own AI to go in and create the copy for you. So there's another place to use AI. I don't use the brand voice a whole lot in Canva. I use it more in ChatGPT. So, okay, so that's kind of creative. Let's move to text to image because Canva has this cool little text to image thing as well. So if I want, let's see, let's go, what are we going to generate here? We are going to generate a picture. Where is it? Apps. Text to image. Come on. Text to image. Where is it? Let's just do this one. We're gonna edit and we're gonna say text to image. Where is it? Maybe I have to start a new document in order to get the text to image. AI powered. Huh. I know it's in here where you can tell it, hey, I want to get a unicorn, a man riding a unicorn on a rainbow. It'll create that for you in Canva. I can't remember where it is in Canva, but I know it's in there. But let me show you what Canva has recently purchased. Canva recently purchased this, which is it's Leonardo, which is the same text to image generator you're thinking of. Okay. So if I need an image. And what kind of image do I want? I want to let's do an image creation. And we're going to say an image. Uh, you are currently on a free plan. Oh, there it is. Text to prompt. An image. Hey, come on, get in here. There it is. An image of a happy couple in front of a new home. Okay, we'll see what it gives us. So it's going to give you 4 different versions of it. So if you not happy with any of the kind of the free pictures that you have, you can go in and create your own kind of stock photos, essentially. So let's see. We're gonna let that one go. While that one's going, I'm gonna show you another one that I use a lot. And we're gonna do this. Oh, there we go. It actually worked. Look at that. Pretty cool, huh? So that's actually gonna be built into Canva in a relatively short time because they just purchased Leonardo. Okay. So that's Leonardo. Another one that I use a lot is called Ideogram. And we can do the same thing in ideogram. Let's do an image of a happy couple in front of a new home. I'm going to tap realistic and we're going to go 16 by 9 and hit generate. Good to see you, Melissa. And let's see what we get. So it's gonna take 171 seconds. Oh, okay. Well, we're gonna let that one go and we're gonna come back to it. Because I want to show you another one that I've been using a lot, and this one is called Playground. Here's what I love about Playground is you can create logos, t-shirts, social media posts, posters, stickers, mock-ups, like anything. So let's go to social media posts, and this tells us here's kind of like all of the base kind of designs that they have. So think of it kind of like Canva, but with a little bit more AI built into it. So I'm going to say let's use this one. Oh, that's a pro plan. We want it. We're going to use the free one. Let's do banana bread. How about good vibes only? And we're going to say uh, Randy Bacon team. We're going to hit create. And it changes the text in there and the look and the feel. And you can go in and tell it to have even more fun and do even more crazy and inventive things. But this is something, it's a logo creation. It's it's one of the best for absolutely. We'll say change text to Randy Bacon team. Create. And then how we do it with ideogram. We still got another minute. Okay. Come on. There it is, Randy Bacon team. And then I can say apply style. Let's apply this style right here. We'll go 3D balloons. Come on. Boom. There it is. Pretty cool,
Nice.
huh? Here's what I like it for, logos. If you can say, hey, I'm going to do a logo, and this is the style of the logo that I want right here. You can just say uh, a new, or let's do a house. Create. And it'll create a house in that style of logo right there. It's pretty insane. As with anything AI, yeah, okay, that's pretty good. So if you're looking for some creative elements to incorporate into your logos, I'm telling you, Playground is the way to go. And we can even change the style right here and say, well, I want to make it look more like, let's make it look more like retro charm. Let's try that. And then here's ideogram. Okay, so here's what ideogram created, by the way. Those are AI generated people. Can you
Wow.
believe that? They look real. So like that's perfect picture right there. So
Yeah.
like, oh, all right, cool. Hey, look at that. They put moving boxes in the background. Isn't that awesome? Okay, so like if you don't like the images that came with your stock photo, go create some new ones. This is free. I'm using the free version of this right here too.
Wow.
So yeah. Here's my new house with that style. That's pretty cool. So
Yeah.
okay, so that's playground.com. So I showed you Playground, Leonardo, and Ideogram. Those are three of my absolute three favorites. But check this out. I added myself to AI using a tool called Flux, and I've done this for about four people now. Okay. And how I did it is I took all of the images of me and I put them into this AI. And so now, anytime I want something of me, I use that term right here in my AI version, and I just create a prompt, which I created this in ChatGPT, and to tell it kind of what I'm looking for, and it expanded on the prompt to make it sound better. And so let's hit run on this one. And it's just an image of me standing in a mastermind group on Zoom. He's sitting in front of a laptop, engaged and smiling. As he teaches a group of participants, the Zoom screen layout is visible, showing multiple attendees in a small group windows. The background of Larry Hale's space is professional, perhaps a bookshelf, clean office setting, while Zoom interface text overlays like mastermind session or AI for real estate. The overall vibe should be attractive and collaborative. Okay. So it's creating it right here. How many versions is it giving me? It's giving me two different versions. There it is right there.
Wow.
I'd say it looks pretty close to me, right?
Yeah. Wow.
That is amazing.
Isn't it? It is I'm telling you, like things like this is where I start getting a little bit scared on stuff like this. Only because, now can you see the one that's on my screen now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so these are all AI generated, and I can even tell it to create
Oh,
thumbnails. So
nice.
so now if I've got a YouTube channel, I don't have to go do a photo shoot with me doing 17 different expressions on my face, right? That's a great one. Isn't that great? Yeah. These are all created in that same thing. That's AI version. That's AI generated right there.
Wow.
Yeah. Isn't that insane?
So crazy.
That's yeah. Never mind. That one
That's
was for my
cool.
wife. She didn't buy it.
Trying to convince her.
Yeah. Somebody said, "Okay, I want to make sure this is real. Do one of you sitting at Applebee's." So there's one of me sitting at Applebee's.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. I know. Pretty insane.
How many
Pretty
photos, Larry, did you have to put in for it to
20. I put
20?
in 20 photos to have it. Yep. And ironically, about half of the photos, I was wearing this blue suit with a blue shirt. So almost everything that comes out of this is me in a blue shirt and a sport coat, which,
Mhm.
so yeah. The next iterations that I've run since then, I've helped a number of real estate agents who have YouTube channels so that they can use this to create their thumbnails. Yeah. So pretty incredible. That's called Flux, and it's pretty new. Let's see. Oh yeah, this one is great. I use this one periodically. This is called Lumalabs. Okay. So how Lumalabs works is if you it's an image to video generator. And so what that means is I put in an image and it creates a video from that image. Okay, so here's an example that I've used is this particular photo. I took one photo and put it in, and she didn't get in a video. She didn't get the video option for this in her package, but I wanted to use video for the ad because videos perform better. So I'm like, okay, well, we're just going to turn this image into a video. That looks pretty clean, don't you think?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It'll even do what we call image to image video. And so let me see, that one was down here where I can put in two different images. So for this one, I had two different images. I had an image where it started and an image where it stopped. That's not the right one. Hang on. It's down here. Um, Oh yeah, that's here we go. So I had two different images from two different angles on the aerial. So I said start here and end here. And this is what it creates. So it kind of filled in the gaps. Pretty crazy, huh?
Wow.
It'll do it with interior. So if you have an interior shot, I'll show you the one that I did of the interior here as well. Uh, so this is something, this is I pay for this app now. Where's the interior? Interior. There it is. So here's the interior. So I took two different interior shots and said start here and here, and it filled it in. It did
Nice.
it for me. Like
Mm.
so so what I ended up with was a 15-second video with three different transitions, one of the outside, one of the inside, one of the backyard, stitched it into one video and used that as the ad. Pretty crazy.
Wow.
Wow.
Another tool that I use a lot, and I'll show it to you really quick. Here's what this is called Opus Clip, where I can take any YouTube video, put it into Opus Clip, and what Opus does is it turns that YouTube video into shorts,
Mm.
right?
Perfect. That's just what I needed.
Yep. Okay. So here's an example. So I was on a call with my real estate coach or with my business coach, and we were just having a conversation, and it turned that 17-minute conversation into two, two different. Oh, this was like a quick little 4-minute conversation, but it turned it into this short and this short right here, and it adds the captions for you. You can do a split screen, you can do the editing, it's all kinds of stuff. And then this you download it and you post it, or you can actually publish it to social media right here from this app. Okay.
Wow.
So like we could take this conversation that we're doing right now, put it into Opus Clip, and it's going to pull out 10, 15, 20 short 30-second clips of that right there. Okay. And now we can use those. So instead of sending somebody like the full 30-minute video, we'll just send them a quick couple little clips. And if they want to see the full thing, they go to my YouTube channel and go watch the rest of it. So yeah, Opus Clip, without a doubt. CapCut also has this as well. CapCut, if you use CapCut, they have like, what do they call it? It's clips to video. There it is. So it'll take clips and convert it, or there it is, long video to shorts. It's in beta. It's not as good. But what I like, the other things that I like in CapCut is the AI things that they have in CapCut are really, really good as far as like enhancing your voice, taking out background noise, those kinds of things. I use CapCut probably every day, at least several times a day, actually.
Wow.
So this one's called clips to video, where I can actually just take a couple of clips, drop them in. It's going to turn it into a video, which would be great for like if you had like, you took 3 videos from Lumalabs, you put them in here, it's going to trim them and put them into an actual full video. So CapCut, uh, I would say without a doubt is like, yeah, my all time. This is like the top of the list for me. And I pay for CapCut. I'm a pro user. If you want any of this good stuff to use in CapCut, it has to really be in the pro version.
Hmm.
Okay, next one, note taking. So I just started using this last week. It's called Otter.ai. I was using it previously in Zoom sessions where it just would listen in on your Zooms and then give you a summary and then tell you like what the takeaways were. But it wasn't work. I didn't have a solution for in-person meetings. So now this actually, what I can do is I turn this on my phone when I'm with a client and an in-person meeting, and it gives me all of the notes and what was said during the meeting. And you can even identify speakers. It'll recognize when there's a different speaker in the room and then gives you a complete summary of the conversation. I
Wow.
always preface it by saying, hey, by the way, I'm running an AI tool that's going to take my notes for me. Do you mind if I record the conversation? So I always say that first, right? Otherwise, yeah, it could get a little messy. But this one, I just started using it last week in person for in-person meetings, and it's pretty good. But the pro plan, it's $8 a month. I might just go up to pro. Who knows? But then it summarizes all of my meetings right here.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So that's Otter. Let's see, 11 Labs. Are you guys familiar with 11 Labs?
No.
Okay.
Mm-mm.
So here's 11 Labs. Let me make sure I can share my computer sound. I'm going to share my computer sound. So I can say, thanks, Randy, for having me today. Looking forward to helping you all build your AI, um, your AI knowledge. Okay, and then I can tell it what voice do I want to use this in. Well, I cloned my own voice. Well, first I'm not logged in, so I should probably log in, go to the app. There we go. Now I'm logged in. Okay. A couple of my clients, I've cloned their voice already. They give me a voice sample and I clone their voice. I can use these as in their videos to narrate the video. So, hey, check out my brand new listing in Ridgefield. This is a 5,000 square foot house with an infinity pool in the backyard. You're going to love it. He doesn't actually have to record that. I can put his voice in here, get the voiceover and add it to the video. Super easy. Kind of scary, actually. So let's use my voice. I cloned my voice. and let's see what it sounds like. It's going to be.
Thanks, Randy, for having me today. Looking forward to helping you all build your AI knowledge.
So not bad. It needs a little tiny bit of tweaking, but overall, I think it's pretty close. Let's turn the style exaggeration down a little bit and regenerate it.
Thanks, Randy, for having me today. Looking forward to helping you all build your AI knowledge.
So it's still a little bit fast. So there's some tools and some tricks that you can go in here to kind of slow it down, but you kind of get the overall impression of what we're trying to do here. Let's do Brian, just out of curiosity. Brian's voice was really, really deep and very smooth.
Thanks, Randy, for having me today. Looking forward to helping you all build your AI knowledge.
That's Brian's voice. Like I'm telling you, like if he was standing here next to me, you would not be able to tell. So that's 11 Labs. I use this on a pretty regular basis. If you're ever scrolling social media and you hear a specific voice all the time on social media, his name is
Thanks,
Adam.
Randy, for having me today. Looking forward to helping you all build your AI knowledge.
That's Adam. So Adam, you'll hear his voice on social media all the time. Okay, last one, productivity, and then I got a special one right after that. So I'm using Zapier. Have you guys ever heard of Zapier and Make? So here's what make.com does. Call me if you need anything made clear. Okay, thanks, Don. So here's what make.com, I can integrate Make and I can with any kind of AI tool to have it do things for me. So here's an example of, and I build these for real estate agents to help them automate their posting schedule. So in this particular one, it's a Google Sheet. They put a link to an article in a Google Sheet. It runs it through Perplexity, gets the summary of it, creates a caption for it for social media, creates a title, then uses ChatGPT to create an image for it and then posts it to their Google business automatically. So literally all you have to do is grab an article about our interest rates going to fall in September 2024, and it'll create an image for you and post it to your Google business. And I'll show you oops. So let's do, here's an example of how it works right down here at the bottom. This was from 3 days ago. It just grabbed a post and then created an image for me based off of that post. And now I'm having regular posts scheduled to my Google business on as many days as I want. I can do it 1 day a week. I can do it 5 days a week, 7 days a week, you name it. But make.com allows you to do that. It's a little bit more involved, a little bit more advanced, but if this is something that really piques your curiosity, I build these customized for agents specifically. It's kind of like Zapier in a way, right? So if you think of like Zapier times 100, if you've ever used Zapier, so all kinds of automation, but that's kind of it's a little bit how the sausage is made here at Summit Marketing and what I do and how I do it. And it's just going to keep getting more advanced too. This is where the fun stuff really happens too, by the way.
Boy, it's hard to keep up with how fast it's changing, isn't it?
Absolutely. And like, I don't expect you guys to know everything about all of this stuff, like I just showed you, but I think there's, you can probably pull out 1 or 2 nuggets out of here to really help you be a little bit more authentic on social media with your content. Well, like it's ChatGPT custom instructions with the brand persona. I'm telling you that right there. I've helped hundreds of real estate agents develop their custom GPT, or their custom instructions, based off of their brand voice. And now I'm doing it for smaller businesses too. So I have like several guides I'm putting out, and it's absolutely insane. And we've only been doing this like a year and a half. Isn't that
Crazy?
Questions? Was that overwhelming? Blow your mind?
Overwhelming, but
Yeah.
very
Blew
cool.
my mind.
Very cool.
Yeah.
You could see in the agents their aha moments and the things that different aspects that interest.
and how to utilize the tools to help you do things better, faster, stronger, more
Yeah.
intentional. That's the name of the game. So, I know everybody says like real estate agents are going to be replaced by AI, but you're going to be replaced by a real estate agent who is taking advantage of AI
I've
without
heard
a
that.
doubt.
I so believe that for
Yeah.
sure. It's like you have VAs on steroids.
That's actually, I built my own VA team that's based off of AI. So if I'm doing a webinar, I'll record the webinar just like I did here, put it into my AI, my webinar team, and they'll go through and create all of the content, the scheduling, like the website, the landing page, the videos, um, the captions, the scheduling, all that stuff. It does it all that, within AI. So
Wow.
yeah, I know, pretty insane.
I have a question, a personal.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Is I have talked to a number of agents that have searched locally to join EXP and they're looking for sponsors.
Okay.
Join EXP in Vancouver. So just say Vancouver sponsor EXP.
Okay.
Is Google My Business? So when I hear that, I think, oh my gosh, that drives me crazy. How can I be in front of those people? What would you suggest is the way to get in front of those people?
YouTube.
On YouTube. That's the
Yep.
best. Okay.
Yep. Because they want to see, they don't want to read.
Mhm.
And YouTube is like the number one search engine.
Got it.
So,
Yeah.
well, it's the number two search engine, but anytime I want to learn something, know something, or acquire knowledge about something, or have a question about something, I go to YouTube. Yeah.
Mhm. That's true.
And if you're talking about those things now in your YouTube video, um, it recognizes, because it transcribes, your video gets transcribed into YouTube, right? So if
Mhm.
you're talking about like, hey, if you live in Southwest Washington, you're looking for a real estate team, here's what we do here over at EXP and blah blah blah. It's going to recognize that transcript and give you the SEO as well.
Mm.
It's the easiest way. There are some things you could do on your website to make you help get a little bit more visibility, some keywords, some tags, meta tags, things like that. But for the most part, it's that's pretty advanced stuff.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yep.
So Larry, I had a question. So
Yeah.
if I wanted to, because that just blew my mind with the shorts and the YouTube. So if I wanted to put a GPT together that
Mhm.
is specifically based on my YouTube channel, integrated with Canva, and then do the Clip Optimus Pro with video shorts, can you put a GPT and put that all together at once?
You could do that in make.com. Yeah. So
Okay.
you can go in and say, take this long format video, trim it up into shorts, and then every download the shorts, and then every single day post a different short. Here's where it gets a little tricky is after you do it in Opus Clip, it might need a little bit of fine tuning and tweaking. And sometimes like it'll give you 20 shorts and like 5 of them are really good, 15 of them are trash, and just like don't tell the story. So go in. What I would do is go in, clip them first, find the ones that you want, download them, put them into a folder. Okay. And I have folder automations. I have an automation that I built for a real estate agent down in Cedar Mill, Oregon. And basically what it was is it's a complete folder with I think 50 shorts in it. And every single day it goes and grabs a new short, uh, transcribes it, creates a caption, posts it to her YouTube channel, and we're done.
So if I wanted to get that started, I could reach out to you and you can help me with that.
Yeah, yep. I would. It's something I would have to build specifically for you. Yeah, yep. I can show you how to do it. Uh, You're gonna need like OpenAI API integrations, paid versions of Make, like all of those things together. You're gonna need all of those all at once. And then we're going to need to put your brand voice in there so that what it says sounds like you, So it's pretty intense to build one like that. It takes me about a half a day. So yeah. And it's not just YouTube. You can say post it also to TikTok and YouTube Shorts and Facebook Reels and Instagram Reels and Pinterest. You can have it spread out and go to all of those simultaneously as well. Yeah. It's pretty intense.
Larry, obviously we can't buy all of these subscriptions. We don't even know how to use them. It would take us forever to learn them.
Yeah.
But for us basic agents, what are the 2 or 3 that you think would be fundamental
Yeah.
to be successful?
That's a really good question. I would say without a doubt, ChatGPT, like if you're gonna buy any subscription at all, start with ChatGPT. It's $20 a month. What you get out of it is way more than the $20 a month. I hope they don't listen. They're not listening to me when I say, like, if they charge $200 a month for it, I would pay it at this point.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Like it's that instrumental of a tool in my business right now. And there's other tools out there there's other large language models that I subscribe to. I also use Claude.ai, Anthropic Claude.
Let's
And I'm
CLOD.
CLAUDE, yep.
Okay.
And what I'm finding is it's actually better.
Better than ChatGPT.
Some of the content is coming out better, but I use ChatGPT and I have everything built into there, like the HUD, like all of that, the regulations around what you can and can't say on HUD. That's a big deal.
Yes.
That's a really big deal, you guys. Like,
Yeah.
and to be able to have something like that where like I can create content and have it comply with HUD regulations and sound like me at the same time, like that's a dream scenario right there. In fact, you know what? I'm going to do a YouTube video on I'm going to build a HUD compliant uh custom GPT for a specific agent. So who wants to be the guinea pig?
Shalina.
Okay, Selena, you get to be the guinea pig.
Okay.
So let's book it and we'll do it live. Like, hey, I got Shalina with me. We're gonna build a custom GPT specifically for her, make that HUD compliant and have her brand voice incorporated into it. So
Awesome.
first thing I'll need is your brand voice. So go into that prompt guide and put your brand voice in there so that we know. So it's going to make it a lot easier to say like, hey, my name is Shalina. Here's my phone number, my contact information, my license number, my brokerage, all that fun stuff. And then here's my brand voice. And then here's all the HUD compliant stuff. It'll probably take us 15, 20 minutes to set
Okay.
up. Yeah.
Cool.
And then you'll have access to it every single time. It'll be your own custom GPT. It'll
Yes.
be Selena GPT.
How great is that?
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect timing. Shalina, just was it last week before you had asked a HUD question. So
Yes.
it'd be better
Yes.
timing.
Yes, exactly. So
Yeah.
ChatGPT would be one of the fundamentals. Any
Fundamental,
others?
without a doubt. Canva is one that I use
Mhm.
like every day. Like it's probably the two tools that at this point I couldn't live without. Yeah, those two. And then beyond that, if you're going to do video editing, obviously, CapCut is great if you're going to do video editing. I think that one's $99 a year, right around there. And then the new one that I'm using, Otter.ai, like
Mhm. For
I'm
notes.
I'm gonna pay for it. I'm not letting it go because and here's what it's going to do for me and where I think real estate agents could use this. If you're having a buyer presentation or a listing presentation and you turn on Otter AI and then you're having a conversation and let's say you're meeting with the seller and they say something like, what's really important to us is to make sure that, our house is being advertised to Southern California, right?
Mhm.
We want our house to really be pushed and advertised to Southern California. It puts that in your notes. So now like, oh, when I met with Mr. and Mrs. Johnson, these are the things that were important to them.
Mhm.
You know, that's and for me, when I'm meeting with a new client and they're like, here's what I'm trying to achieve, this and this and this. I can put it into my Otter and say, give me the takeaways from this and tell me what the tasks I need to do are. I've even incorporated it into my Asana. If you guys have Asana, it's like a task management thing.
Mm.
I have it incorporated into Asana where like take these tasks and put them into my to-do list in Asana. So I wake up in the morning, it reads my conversations from the day before, it puts them in my to-do list the next day. I have to stay organized because my ADHD will just go crazy.
Yeah.
Like squirrel.
I can relate.
Yep.
I can relate.
Well, this was fun.
Well, Larry, thank
That's
you so much.
great.
I will
Anytime.
send you the unedited version. I'll just send you the whole thing. You can edit it as you need.
Cool. And then I'll throw it into Opus Clip and we'll pull some clips out of there. And
Great.
yeah,
Yeah.
you can use them. You can use them on your YouTube
There you
to
go.
help. Yeah.
Yeah.
Boom.
There you go.
we go. Yeah. And if you guys need anything, I'm never very far away. Summitmarketing.ai. You can Google search Larry Hales on Google. You'll find me pretty quick.
Easy
and
to
easy.
find, as you
Yep.
should
Just
be.
made an
as a
appointment
marketer.
with you, Larry, for
And
Wednesday.
oh, cool. Excellent.
Oh,
Actually,
I'd like to have you help me market my listing that doesn't seem to be attracting any attention.
yeah, that seems to like that's I'm doing a lot of that lately because there's sellers that are angry. Like sellers are starting to ask questions like, where is it being seen? Who's
Yeah.
seeing it? How many hits has it had? How many clicks? You know, those kinds of
Yeah.
things. And so yeah, I'm doing a lot of listing promos right now.
Mhm.
Yep, without a doubt.
Okay. Talk to you on
Cool.
Wednesday then.
All right, sounds good.
Thanks so much.
Thanks for having me,
Thanks,
guys.
Thank you, Larry. It was
Appreciate you.
amazing.
Take care.